seated, please.
Distinguished guests, university colleagues, industry partners, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, those of you who are graduating today, I welcome you here. In particular, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Councillor Albert Van Zetten, Mayor of Launceston, Ms Michelle O'Byrne, MP, Member for Bass and Deputy Labor Leader, Commander Brett Smith, APM, Tasmania Police. As a reflection of this institution's recognition of the deep history and culture of this island, the University of Tasmania wishes to acknowledge Palawa people, the traditional owners and custodians of the land upon which we meet, and pay respect to elders past, present and emerging. Now, it's great to be here to participate with you in celebrating during this ceremony. For you, the graduands and diplomats, graduation is an important rite of passage and a fitting outcome to the commitment you have made in gaining a higher education qualification. You can feel justly proud of yourselves. You've been encouraged to develop the knowledge and professional skills to help you to make a major contribution to your chosen field and to society. You've had the privilege of studying at a distinctive university that commands great respect nationally and internationally, a place where inquiry, ideas and innovation flourish, a university that is uniquely Tasmanian and deeply connected to its community and the island. Today, you join a body of graduates and diplomats who have taken their learning and skills into the community and have applied it to the benefit of humankind, whether it be here in Tasmania or elsewhere in the world. In joining them, you bring honour to yourself and to this university. Now, I want to say something about the ceremony in which you are participating today, because a lot of you would wonder what's going on. All these people dressed up in funny robes, processing into the room. What's it about? So, just to explain, there are 5 elements to this ceremony: your families and friends and members of the community, the academic staff, the academic senate, you the graduates and me the Chancellor. Your families and friends and members of the community are here, of course, to celebrate your achievements, but they're also here to be witnesses to the conferral of your awards. Now, universities are very old. They're over 1,000 years old. And for almost half of that time, there were no printing presses. And so there needed to be witnesses to verify that a person was who he or she, and it was mostly he's, for much of that time. Fortunately, today I'd say there's probably more female than males graduating. But mostly there had to be witnesses to verify that the qualifications were truly earned and they weren't dealing with an imposter. And people had witnesses. It's for the same reason why there's a procession through the streets that we've witnessed today, and most of us have been part of, because that was as an expression by the graduands on their graduate day that they were joining the community of scholars. Secondly, you've seen the members of staff process into the room, led by the usher of the black rod and followed by the mace bearer. As ancient symbols of authority, these ceremonial symbols are reminders that universities are custodians both of the enduring traditions of learning and of the power, and people often forget that, the power that they bestow upon those who come to learn. And those learnings have always been contested. We have contested big issues at the moment that many of us feel passionate about. But that's always been the case. And universities are places, hopefully, still with sufficient respect, that the opinions of those who graduate from universities are respected. The Chancellor's role is also an essential feature of this ancient ceremony. The Chancellor originally was a representative of the Church because the Church controlled the education until the Reformation. At that time in the United Kingdom, or then England, Henry VIII assumed for the Crown all rights that in England had previously belonged to the Church. Since then, the Chancellor has been the representative of the state, and he or she wears robes similar to those of the Lord Chancellor of England. As Chancellor, as an agent, not in my own right, I will admit you to the degrees or award you your diplomas on behalf of the University of Tasmania. This is the actual moment of your graduation. Before that, though, the Chair of the Academic Senate, on behalf of the academic staff, will acknowledge that you, the graduands, are qualified to be admitted to your degrees or awarded your diplomas. The Academic Senate is the present-day equivalent of ancient guilds, and they insisted that they were the ones who verified that appropriate standards were met and that courses are approved. Now, that's still the case with the Academic Senate today, and the Chair of the Academic Senate performs the function of verifying that the course you've taken is in fact legit today. As the ceremony concludes, you will join us in processing from the room a public recognition of your status as graduates and diplomats. So you graduates will follow the community of scholars who go out of the hall, and you will join them as graduates. As you celebrate your graduation today, you join a global family of 120,000 graduates that have taken this precious Tasmanian experience to all continents around the world and across more than 120 countries. I trust that all of you, as members of our extended family and as continuing members of the university, will maintain a strong interest in the university. It is your turn to shine, to take the talents, skills and expertise that you've honed through your studies at the university to see Tasmania realise its potential to become one of the very special places on the planet, a place that people look to as a model for how to create a truly sustainable, equitable and prosperous society. It is you now to whom we look, to lead, to imagine and shape our future. Remember your times on the university campuses with fondness and cherish the connections that you have made and the relationships that you have built. I hope that you'll never lose the thirst for knowledge that is the true outcome of higher education, and will continue to use the skills of analysis and inquiry that you've learned in the course of your studies to seek balance and clarity in the issues and problems you will face. Now, I feel like saying that again, because this morning, on my walk, I looked up to find out what was the transition of people through their lives once they graduated. And the latest I could find was that people who are 15 now will have 14 jobs and 5 careers. So the actual basis, what you've learnt, is not a static thing. What you've learnt should do 2 things. Should increase your thirst to understand what's happening in the world and give you the skills for analysis that you can sort out what's good and what's nonsense. And I was reminded yesterday that Often we are convinced by celebrities rather than people who know what they're talking about. Not so, celebrities sometimes know what they're talking about, but an example was given to me about vaccination. That celebrities have come out against vaccination, and we've seen in particular parts of the world, and a notable case in the last week, where not vaccinating children on false evidence has led to outbreaks, in this case of measles. So you've got a public obligation to continue your growth as a learner and your contribution to society as a person who has had some discipline associated with their learning. I won't go on anymore, but that wasn't on the script. So let me offer you special congratulations. You, our graduates, now have the talent, skills and expertise. I hope that you will embrace the next stage of your life journey, committed to creating a better future. But today's your day, a day for celebration of your achievements and a parting reflection with your fellow graduates of your time at the University of Tasmania. Enjoy the day with your family and friends, the people who've supported you. Prior to this ceremony, we had the pleasure of participating in the Town and Gown procession through the streets of Launceston. The Town and Gown marks the engagement of the University with the City of Launceston. It is my pleasure to invite the Mayor of Launceston, Councillor Albert Van Zetten, to congratulate the graduates on behalf of the City.
Thank you, Chancellor, and to distinguished guests, to the graduates. It is a privilege of mine to come and thank you for the opportunity to be here to say a few words and to really congratulate each and every one of you on what you have achieved. As a city, we are extremely pleased to be able to have a university in our city, and we are very pleased with the way the city is working together with the university to ensure that that will continue to develop and grow over the next few years. But as you've been here as part of our city, you have added to the fabric of what is a beautiful city, and I often say it is the best city in Tasmania and definitely the best city in Australia. So to each of you, you've studied at what was one of the best universities in Australia and the world as well. So you now have a basis, as the Chancellor has said, for your future. What I'm hoping as part of our city, as we are going through a stage of quite a lot of change and development, some of that you would have noticed through the City Deal and other programs that we're doing, that you become part of what the future of this beautiful city will be like. Amazing city where we can continue to grow and develop, not just so that we're a beautiful city, so that we're one of the best regional cities in the world. And we need people like you that have got the skills and the qualifications now to help us to continue to go forward. So congratulations on what you achieved, and looking forward to working together with many of you into the future so this city can continue to grow and develop, and so this city will be recognised right around the world. Thank you very much and congratulations.
It is now my pleasure to invite Ms Angela Driver to present the occasional address. Angela was appointed the General Manager of Tasmanian Leaders in 2011, having completed their signature program in 2009, and is Chair of Community Leadership Australia. Prior to working in leadership development and helping people reach their potential, Angela forged a successful career in arts as an administrator with TasDance and Tasmanian Regional Arts, events manager with Streets Alive Theatre and community cultural developer. Her career highlight in the arts was establishing the Junction Arts Festival after completing a Churchill Fellowship, researching performance events for social change in 2007. She is a board member for 10 days and chair of Launceston's Mudlark Theatre Company. In 2011, she was awarded the Northern Young Professional of the Year through the Launceston Chamber of Commerce Business Excellence Awards. I invite Angela to present the occasional address.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the university, graduands and friends, good morning. I too want to pay my sincere respects to Aboriginal elders past, present and emerging, and acknowledge their ongoing connection to the land on which we meet today. I would also like to warmly welcome our newly arrived migrants and international guests. And I want to thank the University of Tasmania for inviting me to join you in this very special day. Graduates, congratulations. Well done for your hard work, your commitment, and for looking so good in black today. To your family and friends, I am so happy you are here today to join in their successes. 20 years ago, almost to the day, I sat where you sat as an emerging graduate. Back then in 1999, the world seemed simpler. Phones weren't smart. We believed the news. Cameras relied on film. Google wasn't yet a verb, and Tinder was only a dry, flammable material. 20 years ago, you could and did unplug, be invisible and wander. Times have changed, but you are well placed to tackle the challenges and opportunities of 2019 and beyond. You already have many of the skills I teach my older leaders in my leadership development work. You are the most educated, innovative, self-aware and connected generation we have yet. These attributes and your knowledge, including all that you have learnt at the University of Tasmania, will help us solve the unprecedented challenges we face. However, in the years ahead, you will face issues and complexities that previous generations did not face or simply did not deal with. Apologies for that. For one, you're the first generation to be substantially impacted by climate change, algorithms and artificial intelligence. In this era, more than ever, we will need to embrace being human and connected to each other and our environment rather than our devices. Being human means valuing compassion, creativity, humility, hope, and above all, imperfection. Imperfection has been my hardest lesson. Even in the time before every misstep could be broadcast on social media, I struggled with it. When I couldn't immediately draw a gum tree in grade 7 art class, I gave up drawing altogether. More recently at work, my need to be perfect has at times paralysed me. An incomplete report? Better to submit nothing. A tough conversation? Better to avoid it. Fearing failure diluted my contribution, sometimes eliminating it altogether. Then one day, last year only, at my daughter's school concert, I watched the kids perform, and I literally sat there weeping. I knew that many of those children singing out of tune and dancing out of time would soon give up. Their fear of imperfection would stifle their joy of performing. That was it, no more. I knew I had to draw the gum tree. So my advice to you is to make friends with your imperfections starting now. This is no mean feat in a world where you're always connected and always seen. But to quote our learned friend, J.K. Rowling, it is impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you have failed by default. Own your rough edges, flaunt your flaws, make mistakes, not on purpose and certainly not on tax returns, but mess up, then regroup and continue. For as we fail, we learn, And as we learn, our capacity for those all-important human values of love and hope flourish, both towards ourselves and our others. Imperfection is the antidote to a stagnant and paralysed world where people have given up on hope, truth, and creating change. Imperfection is your best hope as the next generation of workers, artists, dreamers, scientists, and leaders to lead us towards a more positive, more sustainable future. In closing, and on behalf of everyone here, I want to celebrate your wonderful achievement in graduating today. I also want to thank you in advance for the work you are yet to do, the future you are yet to create. As you step into these futures, may you embrace life's imperfection. Because more than anything, this will drive the messy, unexpected magnificence that will be your unique contribution to the world. In your imperfection lies your capacity to influence all of our futures for the better. Congratulations and good luck. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Angela. I think that was quite an inspirational call to arms for students graduating, and it's probably a lesson that many of us don't let ourselves take, that is, living with our own imperfections. I'm one who might have usually been so obvious that I've had to accept them, but many of us try to never come to grips with the fact that we're all imperfect, and Angela's pointed that out very well today in an inspiring speech, and I'd like you to thank her again for it. Shortly I'll be conferring degrees and awarding diplomas, but before we do that, we are to hear Bach Concerto for 2 violins in D minor, performed by the Conservatorium of Music student Mr. Stuart Robertson and alumna Miss Nicola Wood. Well, that was a great rendition of a work by probably the greatest composer of the Baroque period. You did very well, and many of us would be familiar with that piece of music, and I haven't heard it live before, so thank you very much for it. I now call upon the Chair of Academic Senate, Professor Natalie Brown, to present candidates for degrees and diplomas from the College of Arts, Law and Education and Graduate Research.
I call upon the candidates from the College of Arts, Law and Education and from Graduate Research to stand. Chancellor, I commend to you the candidates whose names are listed in the conferral list before you for admission to the degrees and for the award of the diplomas shown. They have completed all requirements to the satisfaction of Academic Senate.
By virtue of the authority vested in my office, I admit you and the candidates in absentia, as listed in the conferral list before me, to the degrees and award the diplomas for which you and they have qualified.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join with me in congratulating the new graduates and diplomates. Graduates and diplomates, please be seated. Chancellor, the graduates and diplomates will now be presented to you.
I now call upon Professor Victoria Carrington, representing the Executive Dean of the College of Arts, Law and Education, to present graduates and diplomats in that college.
Chancellor, I present to you these diplomats to whom you have awarded the Diploma of Education Support. Tamsin Joanne Ball. Grania Mary Hendry. Chancellor, I present to you the diplomate to whom you have awarded the Diploma of Languages, Bridget Erin Kearney. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the Associate Degree Education Support, Jodie Ann Hosking. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the Associate Degree in Arts, Jared James Burley. Lucy Jane Hamilton. Elena Kathleen Taplin. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Kevin Allen Blair. Crystal Lee Coleman. Jessie Ruth Alexandra Cox. Monique Jacinta Faby. Amber Lefebvre. Megan Alice Reeder. Tara Nicole Richards. Jodie Leanne Seward. Megan Philippa Tarr. Georgia Yaxley. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with First Class Honours, Liam Connor Dwyer. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the combined degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Business, Rachel Alice O'Neill. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Contemporary Arts, Anna Louise Barber. Finton Cassidy. Timothy John Christie Green. Lisa Jane DeBoer. Thanala Chirai Ellen. Michaela Jennifer Ewington. Holly Rose Gregg. Lucy J. McDonald. Lauren Elizabeth Neal. Bryce Kyle Schroeder. Thomas John Wadley. Nathaniel Raymond Joseph Wood. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Contemporary Arts with honours. Louise Carmel Daniels. Eric Bonhee Nig. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Education, Early Childhood. Sarah Ann Boville. Alison K. Bowering. Adriana Leslie Peggy Cash. Georgina Ashley Dargaville. Amelia Margaret May Dexter. Megan Dimsey. Jason John Freeman. Mandy Claire Freeman. Abigail J. Singh. Litsu Ren. Sophie Louise Smythe. Jackie Lee Tian. Lee Ellen Turnbull. Marie Allison Westergreen. Kylie Louise Woodywis. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Education, Health and Physical Education. Irini Alexiou. Taylor May Baldock. James Beardwood. Rowan Henry Bones. Gabrielle Annie Brown. Ellie Jane Cooch. Lily Anka Sezek. Christopher Aranda Reuter. Matthew Desmarchelier. Jacob Eamon Fasnacht. Hayden Matthew Goss. Tyson Edward Gray. Vincent Camano. Ryan Thomas Kelly. Sam John Langmaid. Josiah Richard Lanham. Jordan Paul Latham. Callum Ryan Lyle. Brendan Charles McCaffrey. Madison Ruby McDougall. Luke Wayland Parry. William Peter Joachim Richmond. Oliver Robinson. Samuel George Ross. Charlton Quinn Stone. Bradley Eric Tuffin. Daniel Richard Wasing. Jacob Maxwell Walkup. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Education, Primary. Hara Sadiq Al-Moussawi. Rowena May Allen. Thomas Alexander Baker. Amy May Isabella Bannon. Rebecca Jane Blair. Liam Allen Connolly. Chelsea Mackenzie Cook. Alana J. Cooper. Bonnie Cooper. Melissa Jane Cooper. Caitlin Rose Kramer. Roxanne Marie Creamer. Lucinda Lynn Davis. Alexander Jacob Donati. Matthew William Dowd. Lochlane Patrick Egan. Richard Wilson Elstone. Emily Jade Faulkner. Isabel Kate Finnegan. Megan Emily Flood. Natalie Brooke Frayne. Abigail Goodyear. Donna Gormley. Sarah Ann Gregg. Zachary Oliver Griffiths. Hayley Louise Hamilton. Rebecca Louise Handley. Rachel Elizabeth Hankey. Emily Ella Hayes. Laura Rose Hodgetts. Taylor Bree Huddleston. Meg Irvine. Madeline Elizabeth Jarman. Ellie Courtney Cairns. Amy Elizabeth Luttrell. Belinda Lee Matheson. Crystal Leanne May. Jack William McCulloch. Claire Olivia Malia. James Reese Mitchell. Ella Grace Morse. Patrick William Newton. Shona Lee Owen. Kylie Ann Pacey. Carla Ann Peacock. Rachel Lucia Periggio. Emma Lucy Reardon. Samantha Jane Riley. Hayden William Robertson. Amelia Kate Robbins. Ella Rose Margaret Rossiter. Jack Anthony Rowlands. Sarah Hannah Ryan. Grace Annabelle Saunders. Dylan James Simmons. Phoebe Elizabeth Shires. Susan Mary Louise Skinner. Amy Mae Sewell. Laura Beth Strawn. Kate Yvonne Travis. Cassandra Lee Trepkowski. Amy Jean Williams. Chloe Elise Williams. Claire Alexandra Wilson. Annalie J. Wilton. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Education, Science and Mathematics, Kate Marie Smith. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Education with Professional Honours, Ashley Paul McPherson. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree Bachelor of Educational Studies, Larissa Jane Ford. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts, Nicholas Magliarditti. Grace Ann MacDonald. Chancellor, I present to you the graduate whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Philosophy, Samantha Jane Riley. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science, Hannah Marie Aikman. Kirsten Anita Cartledge. Brittany Amber Ruby. Laura Irene Smith. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science, Police Studies, Olivia Kate Eldershaw. Joshua Peter Fitzpatrick. Elena Kathleen Taplin. Robert Craig Woodrow. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Work, Will Dunstan. Dorothy Evelyn Greenberg. Stacey Marie Gray. Kim Louise Lockhart. Jacinta Marie Morgan. Megan Marie Nicholson. Zakia Talai Parish. Gemma Louise Polglaze. Dolman Rai. Georgia May Richards. Kerry Therese Stevens. Joanne Siok Kin Tam. Chancellor, I present to you the diplomate to whom you have awarded the Graduate Certificate in Education, Early Childhood, Deborah Westerhoff. Chancellor, I present to you those diplomates to whom you have awarded the Graduate Certificate in Education in the field of teaching English to speakers of other languages. Pierre Federica Mandrioli. Petula Joy McCartney. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Social Work. Stephanie Catherine Richardson. Dorothy Cara Taylor. Louisa Adele Truscott. Catherine Unwin. Rachel Watson. Kai Zhang. Chancellor, I present to you those graduates whom you have admitted to the degree of Master of Teaching. Aparna Banahay. Zoe Leona Bennett. Evangeline Margaret Chalk. Lucy Gilmore. Naomi Amber Hack. Jessica Ellen Harvey. Jane Cassandra Martin. Simon James Pollard. Naomi Sedaris. Alison Jane Turner. Stephanie Wood. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates and diplomates from the College of Arts, Law and Education.
I now call upon Professor Tracy Dixon, the Dean of Graduate Research, to present those graduates who qualified for research higher degrees in graduate research.
Chancellor, along with teaching, research is one of the major activities of the University of Tasmania. The university is ranked among the top research-intensive universities within Australia, and the strength and diversity of our research is reflected in our consistent world-class performance across a breadth of disciplines. Our high-degree graduate research students make a significant contribution to our research activities through the generation of new knowledge, through analysis, innovation and insight, using state-of-the-art research facilities and a truly multidisciplinary approach. Through the application of that knowledge, our research students contribute to the solution of real-world problems and to the improvement of our communities and citizens' well-being. Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to present the new research high degree graduates to you. Chancellor, you have admitted Janet Elizabeth Mackenzie to the degree of Doctor of Education. Dr. Mackenzie recognised an ongoing practice of attracting mostly beginning teachers to remote communities with very few remaining beyond 3 years. She identified new approaches to attract experienced teachers and to encourage teachers to stay beyond 3 years. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Janet Elizabeth Mackenzie. Chancellor, you have admitted Deepa Diwali Chand to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Chand investigated teachers' perceptions and examined their preparedness for teaching science through an inquiry approach. She found some specific aspects of science inquiry in the Fijian education system which are of international significance and developed an integrated inquiry model. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Deepa Diwali Chand. Chancellor, I present to you Mohsen Hedayati. Dr. Hedayati investigated the role transitions and challenges that language teachers experience as a result of the continuous introduction of new technologies. He explored and identified the conditions that could facilitate the integration of new technologies into classroom practices. Chancellor, Dr. Mohsen Hedayati. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of the graduates from Graduate Research.
It's now my pleasure to introduce to you Miss Crystal Coleman, who graduated this morning with a Bachelor of Arts. Crystal will now give the valedictory address on behalf of the cohort of students graduating today.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, members of the university, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Before joining the University of Tasmania, something that I often heard people say was that university was the place to go to find out what you want to do. That university was a place for the uncertain and the unsure. At the time, I blew it off. I thought I knew exactly what I wanted to do and where I would be in 5 years' time. Nevertheless, when signing up for my first semester of classes, on a whim, I enrolled in Chinese. I thought it would just be a timetable filler and that I would only study it for a semester or a year tops. And here I am, 3 years later, still studying Chinese. As we come to the end of our degrees, now is the time to reflect on how we have changed and grown during our time of study, and how the university has changed us. University shapes us and our lives in ways we could never imagine. It's not just the wealth of subjects we study, but also the range of experiences given to us. From studying Latin in my living room in pyjamas, to studying Japanese at a university in Kanagawa over the summer. From having lectures delivered to a room of 40+ people, to a small class of 4 listening to a teacher tell us her life story. The ways in which we learn, grow, and share knowledge in university are endless. And it's not just these experiences that shape us, but the people. I will never forget my peers, teachers, and countless other people who have changed the way I learn and me as a person. So a big thank you to everyone who have been a part of our journeys so far. Amongst us graduating today, I am sure that there are those of us who came to university dreamless, who now have plans, passions, and ambition. Those of us who came with a dream that has grown even stronger, and those of us whose plans have changed. I am sure that some of us are still unsure and need more time to figure out what they want to do and where they want to be. No matter who you are, it is undoubtable that the university has shaped us into the people who are sitting here today. And we will continue to learn and grow from the knowledge, people, and experiences from the university for years to come. Thank you.
They're the words from a person who's taken a more general education. There's other faculties who wouldn't talk like you talk now. And that shows you what a university can do. I was inspired by your words, And I'm sure you're going to make an impact whenever you decide, well, while you decide what you're going to do, and you'll probably take a lifetime in doing it. Thank you very much. That just about concludes the ceremony. I want to take the time to encourage those of you who have graduated today to acknowledge the contribution and family who have been with you on the journey, who've worried about you and stressed about you and given you a hard time when they didn't think you were studying hard enough, but have always been prepared to lend a helping hand. So I want now to invite you, the graduates, to stand and turn and express your gratitude to them by a round of applause. Thank you. Be seated. I would also like to acknowledge the contribution that your lecturers, supervisors, tutors and the professional staff of the university have made in ensuring your presence at this ceremony. I would ask you all to take this opportunity to show them your appreciation by a round of applause. Graduates, as you leave the ceremony, remember this, that you're not leaving the university. In fact, you've just joined the alumni of the university. And I urge you to keep in touch. There are alumni events in many parts of the world where you can join up with other Tasmanian graduates. There's an alumni page in the copy of your graduation program, and it's a guide of what we have to share with you. The Vice-Chancellor and I now invite you, your family and guests to refreshments at the Academy of the Arts building. And I went to functions yesterday, and it's a pretty good spread. And so I urge you all to join us over there. I ask you to stand while the procession retires and invite you to follow us. Thank you very much.